Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And another day, another dismal Disney story.
Yep.
It's going to get worse for Disney from here on in because of that thing we can't talk about.
That's right. We're not going to mention what it is. But you know what it is.
Trademark restriction. Yeah, watch our live stream last night. We talked about how because of that thing that's happening, that's all over the place, that YouTube doesn't want you talking about, Disney is shutting down its parks for at least 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Okay, they're pushing back the release dates of Mulan and a couple other movies, and now they're actually shutting down production on other movies.
They are.
So this is going to be potentially catastrophic for Disney. Now the question is, can they rebound, and could Apple buy them?
Why? Even though Iger has a really good relationship with Apple, I'm just pointing that out.
We'll talk about that. So before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We're over 100,000.
Woo!
So I'm just asking you, please. We're not begging. But if you want to subscribe, please do so. All right. So before we get into the movie production being shut down, all the movies being shut down, let's talk about this because people don't seem to understand how much money Disney is actually going to lose being shut down even for 2 weeks.
Right.
It's going to be catastrophic to the company. In fact, I read another article earlier today. They said the conservative estimate is like hundreds of millions of dollars lost to the company just in the span of like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, there was a tweet out that I guess park expert Duncan Dixon had said, and then this Christopher Heath had posted again. He said that with 40,000 employees that cannot work from home, it'll cost them $32 million per week to cover just hourly employees.
That's not including salaried employees.
Right.
That's not including all this other stuff.
And then they pointed out that loss of ticket sales, souvenir sales, loss of food and beverage sales, unknown costs of third-party vendors, hotels open but without park guests may leave or not arrive. And then there's some questions about whether or not they're going to stay open. That's a whole other story. Total costs to be measured in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, this is not good. And this is after they had some underperformance at the box office with Onward. They're pushing back Mulan. They're pushing back New Mutants, which nobody really gives a crap about.
Apparently they said that because of this, it might qualify for some of the $1 trillion federal money that they're putting out because of the emergency situation.
So Disney goes from being the biggest entertainment company on the planet last year to going on corporate welfare because
there's a lot of companies that are going to have to
yeah, but I'm just saying, I mean, that's how bad this is. People don't realize how bad this actually is. And thankfully, as far as we know right now, a lot of the employees, most of the employees are either getting paid or they can go on unemployment. But it's a shock. I mean, we were going to go last week.
Yeah, we were. But we didn't go because that was mostly because I was sick.
Yeah, but I mean, I just can't believe everybody was like, "Oh, you're just being ridiculous," and then here we are a week later, the parks are closed for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
I got told I was ridiculous for worrying about elderly people today, and then because it's not even in this area, you're being ridiculous, you're a fearmonger, and then a couple hours later they shut all the schools down.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, what? Yeah. So anyway, people point out that Disney should be insured. I think they are, but we also said,
well, I don't know if insurance is covering it.
This is an act of God.
That's what I'm not sure about really other events were saying they were not going to be covered on this with their insurance because of that.
Yeah, this is going to be bad. I don't think people realize the long tail that this is going to have. It took Disney years to rebound from 9/11.
Yeah.
And this thing that we cannot talk about, is going to go on longer than that. And they're saying at least 2 weeks. It's very possible. I mean, it's unlikely, but who knows? Who knows the way that, I mean, if you told me a week ago they're going to shut the American parks down, I would have said you're crazy.
I would have figured they would have fought tooth and nail not to, but...
Well, they might have, but there was...
It was odd. I think they were told they had to, but anyway.
Because there was a meeting between Bob Iger and the governor of California.
Yeah, at first it was going to be, they were going to be allowed to stay open because they had hand sanitizer stations.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then I think that there were some people like, no.
Yeah, why is Disney exempt when everyone else has to shut down?
Exactly.
So... it's very possible this thing could have a very long tail. It's possible, hopefully unlikely, but it's possible the parks could actually stay closed longer than 2 weeks because we look at what happened overseas. Now, granted, that was in the winter. That was, in Asia, which was ground zero for this. But they were supposed to shut down for 2 weeks, and here we are in 6 weeks?
Well,
8 weeks?
they're open partially. In Shanghai, but Yeah, so it's getting back to normal over there, but it's starting to, everything's starting to close over here. Now, as we mentioned before, the stocks have taken a hit. Their biggest money makers are the, parks and resorts, and then the media and film and studios. Now, the media networks, though, would include like television networks and things like that. So maybe they could pick up some more advertising or something like that to kind of offset it. But, people, here's the thing, Disney, we don't know how much they're going to lose. We will not know what the impact's going to be.
No.
But then they own all of this stuff. So some of this stuff might get sold, or some of the stuff might have to pull, somehow perform better to pull up other stuff. Don't know, but there's definitely going to have to figure some way creatively to get some of this money back.
Yeah, and ESPN, they're canceling all the sporting events. What are they going to broadcast? They already told them they couldn't talk about politics, so what are they going to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Ping pong. They'll do ping pong tournaments. I don't know what they're going to do. So yeah, it is going to affect the company in a pretty massive way. And they just announced today that not only are they pushing back the movies that they have completed, but they're pushing back production. Basically,
they're pausing production for the safety of the crew, but nobody has tested positive.
No.
At this point. Now, I know the Shang-Chi director, he himself was quarantined. That got paused for production first unit because he was worried he might have it. So they're testing him because he has a little baby and he didn't want his baby to get sick. And they shut that down temporarily. And this stuff was announced later today. That they are shutting The Little Mermaid and The Last Duel and all that down. And then pre-production on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and The Shrunk and,
They're just going against Shrunk.
And Peter Pan and Wendy are being paused right now, too.
Yeah, so, so not only is it going to affect the movies that were supposed to come out this spring and summer, but we're talking movies that weren't supposed to come out for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. Like, this is pushing everything back, okay? And this is not good because Disney at this point really needs to ramp up its production on content for Disney Plus.
Well, this isn't even Disney Plus. This is a studio stuff.
No, but Disney Plus stuff's getting shut down too.
Yeah, temporarily, yeah.
And we don't know how long it's going to go. It might be 2 weeks. It might be 2 months. And we don't know. This is bad. This kind of reminds me of the writer's strike. When you remember about 10, 12 years ago?
I remember.
And it just put everything, like Hollywood just stopped. And it took them years to dig out of it.
Yeah, well, then they got all arrogant. And now here it comes again.
Yep.
I don't know, guys. This is going to be interesting because everybody right now, including our state, is saying 2 weeks. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. Now the stock is back up a little bit. Yesterday it had hit like $89.
Yeah, so that's actually a little better.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. I mean, it's nowhere near the 148 it was at.
But it's over 100 again.
Yeah, which is good.
So that's good.
I was telling people, I said, well, if it goes down to like $75, scoop it up. But I don't know if it's going to.
No, see, you should have bought some when it was down lower.
I should have.
I told you to.
I was thinking about it, but I'm like, no, I think it'll go down further. So now there's a new rumor, and this is coming from one analyst, that Apple could buy Disney.
They've been saying that before, though.
They were talking about Apple buying Sony. Everybody's like, Apple's going to buy this, Apple's going to buy that. And, would it make a good strategic alliance? Yeah, because look, Apple can't make content. Apple TV Plus was a disastrous launch. Nobody's even talking about it. Now, I don't know what they had a couple of shows. Nobody seemed to care.
I didn't watch them.
And they fired their head of production or whatever. They fired her within like a week. It was such a disastrous launch. Now, as you were saying, Bob Iger has a history with Apple.
He was on the Apple board for a long time. He was on there before they announced that TV Plus, and they are calling it Plus.
Yeah.
And Disney had their Plus. And I was like, how is this, this is a conflict of interest right now because they're competitors. And apparently other people thought so too, because that's why he suddenly quit the Apple board. But it was weird, guys. It was weird.
And, they have a shared history through Pixar. Mm-hmm. There's some history there, too, because Steve Jobs was, involved in Pixar. And, I don't know. But, a lot of people are like, Apple's not in the best place right now either. Everybody is not doing that well because of, the situation, the global situation. I like this article. Apple should buy Disney because... CV says analyst who wants attention.
It's not a new rumor, guys. It's actually not a new rumor at all. People have been saying this for a while.
This one's crazy enough, though. I actually could see them merging or something at some point. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. It depends on how badly beaten Disney gets by this.
They'd have that Apple Plus or Apple Ad or Apple App Network and all that. They could,
Yeah, they could just integrate Disney. I mean, basically, Disney Plus would be on every damn Apple device. Hulu would be on every Apple device. I don't know.
I don't know either. I think this one's kind of pushing it personally, but there is a connection. It would be kind of funny if they were, working behind the scenes to do that, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, so this is crazy. In a research note reportedly titled Buying Opportunity for You or Apple, McTiernan seems to think that there's a chance Apple could take advantage of the volatility, stating that we believe, blah, 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 they could do it. The suggestion is, of course, mad, but these are crazy times we live in. Now people are saying Nintendo's going to buy Lego, Disney's going to buy Nintendo, Apple's going to buy Disney. Marvel's Lego Apple Store ships exclusively for Switch OS 2.
I don't think Disney could afford Nintendo.
I don't think Disney is so cash-strapped right now. That's why this is going to hurt them. They way overspent on Fox.
Yeah, they did.
And I don't know if even Apple has enough money to buy Disney.
I don't know. I don't think anybody, at this point in time, with everything being the way it is, I don't think anybody should be worrying about buying anybody else and worrying about keeping themselves from going under.
I agree with that. I think at this point, it's basically survival of the fittest. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody is probably, again, we don't know what the final outcome of this is going to be, but everybody's going to have their hands out for government money.
Yeah. They'll all get it, but the people who need it won't, because
right.
The corporations will all get handouts.
The corporations will get it, and people are going to get laid off, and that's
too bad for you. Sucks to be you. You should have had money in savings, as they give all the money to the companies who overspent and didn't have money in savings.
Oh my God, that was so infuriating when the recession happened. And we had all these automobile executives flying down to Washington, their private jets, and they were like, on bended knee, can we have some money, please?
Then they're foreclosing everybody's houses.
Yeah, as they're foreclosing on people's houses. So, I mean, hopefully we don't get to that point, but this feels like something. This is just the beginning of something.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we'll see who's left standing. I don't think that Apple's going to buy Disney, but Disney's going to be hurting for sure. After this.
I think, they're definitely going to take a hit. Every company's going to take a hit. People are like, oh no, there'll be nothing, no damage. No, there's going to be damage, guys. Yeah. There's no doubt. It's going to take them a while to dig out from this one.
Hundreds of millions of dollars. That's at the low end. That's not including the movies. Mm-hmm. That's not including the cruises. We don't know, because the other cruise lines are closing for 60 days. Yeah. We don't know how long they say 2 weeks.
Because even if it is 2 weeks, it doesn't mean when they go in, they go on private island, I guess, but then they go to, NASA, they're not going to be able to have anybody get off the boat, if they have it shut down.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's going to be that. So we'll keep you guys posted on the situation as it develops, of course, because that's what we do here. Just all Disney hate all the time.
That's right. Yeah, according to some people.
So we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.